I saw you 10 years ago in channeling session.
Yes.
What I want to ask you today is, I would like to meet a soulmate. I enjoyed a book called How to Meet Your Soulmate. And
Yes.
in that book it said,
I know what it said, you don't have to tell me.
my question is, would I be able to meet my soulmate in this lifetime?
No. Do you believe me?
No,
Why don't you believe me?
because it doesn't feel like I won't be able to meet this person from now on.
It doesn't feel like it? You are saying that you trust your feelings? Yes? No?
I don't know.
Oh, one moment.
Shut
Let's back up. Let's start over. You asked me, will I meet my soulmate in this life? I said no. Then I asked if you believed me, and you said no, I don't believe you. And I said, why not? And you said, because I feel like I will meet my soulmate. So doesn't that mean you are trusting your feelings?
More or less, yes.
More or less? Well, which is it, more or less?
I would like to believe.
Oh, you would like to believe. Oh. Why? What does it mean if you believe that you will meet your soulmate in this life? Now, don't answer yet. I'm going to give you something to think about while you're thinking about it. Can you think about two things at the same time? Will that be all right?
I'll do that, yes.
Oh, all right, thank you. Soulmate is anyone you are interacting with at any given moment. Because right at that moment that you are interacting with them, they are the most important person in your life. But I understand what you mean by the other definition of soulmate. But what I am telling you now is, it is easier to attract the kind of soulmate you're talking about when you do not focus so much on needing that kind of soulmate and recognize everyone as a soulmate. When you recognize every person in your life at that moment is the most important person and therefore your soulmate at that moment, then you are validating and acknowledging that your life is already working just perfectly because it's bringing you everyone that needs to be brought to you automatically without you having to try to find them. When you understand that your life is already working perfectly by bringing you everyone you need, you can trust that it will continue to bring you everyone you need, and if that soulmate you're talking about needs to be in your life, then that soulmate will be in your life at some point automatically, just like everyone else, because your life already works. You do not have to search for your soulmate. Soulmate, soulmate, where are you? Because if you know your life works automatically, then you know everything will come to you as it needs to in the best way for you. But pay attention to this. If you are afraid, if you are in fear that you will never find your soulmate, then the fear is not allowing you to be your true natural self. And if you are not being your true natural self, how is your soulmate going to recognize you? You understand what I mean? So if you relax and just be yourself and trust that your life is working, then you will be your true self, and everyone that resonates, that vibrates to your true self will automatically come into your life exactly perfectly when they need to, and you don't have to wonder when they're going to get there because you're too busy interacting with who's with you now. Does that explanation work for you?
Yes.
Does that help clarify the idea of soulmate somewhat for you? I understand. Did you understand what I already said? Right now, this moment, right now, I am your soulmate because you're interacting with me. You are my soulmate because you are interacting with me. Do you understand? This is real. It isn't just a word. We are soulmates right now. Right now, we are one soul. We are different aspects of one soul reflecting to each other. Right now, by being in this relationship, we are in love. The next person that comes into your life, the next person that you talk to will be your soulmate, and you will be in love with them. And the person after that, and the person after that, and the person after that. The one who will then find that it is appropriate to express that relationship to you romantically will come along when they need to, but you don't need to focus on it, as we already said. If you insist that it must happen a certain way at a certain time, then you're not trusting your life, which means you're not being your true self, and it means you're actually keeping that kind of a soulmate interaction away from you. First, you must be in love with yourself. When you are in love with yourself and allow yourself then to be your true self, everyone that needs to be in your life will be in your life exactly, perfectly when they need to be. The timing is already perfect. Trust it. Treat everyone that you interact with as your soulmate, and before you know it, you'll find that you will be in a relationship with that particular kind of soulmate you're asking for. But the longer you exclude everyone else and insist only on that one person, the longer it will take for that person to find you. If you know they will show up in perfect timing, then you don't have to wonder what time it is and where are they. Do you understand?
I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next questioner.
Hello?
And to you, good day.
10 years ago, I read a book about Bashar, and I was very moved by that. I was surprised because the image that I got from the book and what I'm feeling now through Darrow's body is a little bit different.
Yes, of course, there will always be some difference in interpretation. What you are experiencing is a translation of my thoughts into the energy of the channel in front of you, because I must work with the energy that already exists on your planet.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't know, can you?
Yes, I can.
All right, then go ahead.
My question is, what is my vocation, God-given job? Because there is the boss that I do not like in my workplace right now, so I do not like my workplace and I want to quit.
What would you rather be doing? What would you be more excited to do if you could? What would be the most exciting thing you can imagine doing if you could choose to do anything? Do you know?
For example, volunteer work excites me.
Is that the most exciting thing?
Knowing, feeling that I am helping somebody.
Yes, is that the most exciting thing that you can think of right now?
Yes.
All right, go do it. You have some other questions about this?
Then how can I get my income?
I don't know. What makes you think you need income? Are you going to say, oh, because I have to eat and because I have to live in a house and so forth? Is that what you are going to say?
Yes, I have debt, so I need to return money, pay back.
I see. Well, what if someone let you live in a house for free? Then would you need to pay for a house? What if someone gave you your food for free or in trade? Then would you need money to buy food? What if someone paid your debts for you, or the person to whom you owed money said, well, you don't owe me the money anymore, that's all right. Then would you need that money? Yes? No? Would you need the money if those things happen?
No, I won't need the money.
Do you believe those kinds of things can happen? Or do you find it difficult to believe that those kinds of things can happen? Be honest.
It's very difficult for me to believe that.
Thank you for your honesty. Then until you can believe that such things can happen, you'd better keep your job. When you believe that such things can happen, then you will be able to quit. Because when you believe that such things can happen, such things will happen. But as long as you do not believe that such things can happen, such things will not happen. Here is what I am actually saying to you. Whatever it is that excites you the most is representative of your true self. If it is true that doing volunteer work is the most exciting thing that you can think of, then that is representative of your true self. At this moment, that is. More exciting, then the most exciting thing is more representative of your true self, and that is the direction in which you need to go. But for now, let us use the example that you have given, because this will work for anything once you decide whatever it is that is the most exciting thing. When you understand that the thing that excites you the most to do is representative of your true self, then you must also understand something else, very important, and that is this. The thing that excites you the most, because it is representative of your true self, will always bring with it the things you need to allow you to continue to do that thing. Because every idea is a complete idea, a complete toolkit that contains all the things you will need to be able to continue to do that thing. If an idea did not contain all the necessary tools to attract to you what you need to be able to keep doing it, it would be an incomplete creation, and there are no incomplete creations. You may not be able to know exactly how you will be supported, but you can trust and know for certain that if you move into the volunteer work because it is most exciting, then you will be supported somehow. If you are willing to be the natural piece of the puzzle by being your true self and then fit into the whole picture will somehow support you, even if you don't know and can't imagine how it could be possible. Here is an example that actually happened on your planet. We want to choose an example that actually happened to people on your planet so that you understand we are not just making this up. We have used this example before, and some of you may recognize it, but it is a good example, especially in your case. There was an individual who saw this beautiful house on top of a hill, and it was a very beautiful place, and he was very excited to live in that house someday. But the house was very expensive. So even though it was very exciting to think about living in the house, the individual was very sad because he did not have enough money to buy the house. And so the individual said, well, maybe I will go and get a job and I will work hard and then I will make enough money, I don't know, maybe in 10 years, and maybe then I will be able to buy the house. But it's not really a job that excites me, and I will be very unhappy while I am making all this money. And so the individual goes on his way to a job interview. And on the way to the job interview, the individual runs into a friend sitting in a coffee shop. And the friend says, oh, please, come and join me for some coffee. And the person going to the job says, oh, well, what are you doing here? And the person sitting at the table says, oh, I'm waiting for another friend. And the first person says, well, I would love to sit and have coffee. I'm very excited about that. More excited than going to get this job. But I have to go get this job because I have to make enough money to go and buy his house. But then they say, well, maybe I'll sit down just for a minute. But then I have to hurry up and go get the job. And while they are sitting there chatting with their friend, then the other person's friend comes along and sits down. And the first person says, oh, well, nice to meet you, but I have to be leaving now. And the new person says, oh, leaving so soon? Why are you in such a hurry? And the person explains, oh, well, I have to go and get this job that I'm going to hate in order to make lots of money to buy this beautiful house I saw. And the new person says, oh, well, that doesn't sound very exciting. Which house is it that you're talking about? And the person says, oh, well, there's this house up on that hill. It's such a beautiful house. And the new person says, that house? That's my house. You want to live in that house? Oh, yes, you have such a beautiful house. I would love to live in that house. And the new person says, well, what a coincidence. I am leaving the country for 3 years, and I was going to ask my friend if they knew of someone who would stay in that house and take care of it for me for free. You mean I can live in your house for free? And I don't need to go and get the job? I can live in the house for free? Wow, very exciting. And now I can see that by following my excitement and staying here, I ran into you and everything worked out perfectly to allow me to experience my greater excitement, whereas if I had gone to the job, I would have missed you. We understand that to many people on your planet, such stories sound like fairy tales, but that is how reality works when you follow your excitement. You get to see symbols reflected synchronistically to you in life that show you that life already works if you will be but willing to believe and act as your true self. But if you cannot believe that life is magic, don't quit your job. When you do believe life is magic, really believe it, then go ahead. You can do whatever you want. But be certain that you really believe it and you're not just playing games with yourself. You must truly allow yourself to understand that life really does work that way. You must truly trust it. I can absolutely guarantee to all of you that life does work that way. But it doesn't matter whether I guarantee it or not. Only you can guarantee it for yourself. Does this help you?
Thank you very much. It's been very